Today I'm talking to Lisa Cumes. Lisa's a mum of 3 under 5. She's a virtual assistant. She started her own business nearly 3 years ago now. She has clients from all over the world, looking after their administration, planning their events, their travel, virtual assistant placements, and many, many other projects for them. She has a passion for empowering women, especially women who choose to stay at home with their children. And she doesn't believe that there needs to be a choice between your career and being a mum. So, Lisa, we know what inspired you to begin this journey. How's it working out for you?
I can't believe it's been 3 years. It means that my children have grown up from, a newborn infant. That was the second child, adding the third child to the family. So it has been, 3 years has gone by really quickly. It's a bit of a cliche, but it's kind of true. I think, we talked about what inspired me to begin is that I stayed home with my first child for about 8 months, and then I got the bug to go back to work, and I felt really guilty. But I ended up going back to work anyway and realized I was really quite happy working, and my husband took care of our little one. Then when the second one came, I felt like I chose to have 2 children. I should stay home, step up to the plate. This is what I asked for. I got to do it. And I did it for about 2 months and went, I'm still not completely happy. And I thought there must be another way besides dropping my kids in daycare and going into the city to work. And so I got a little creative and started looking around and did some Google searches of all things and realized I could transfer my skills from the office to a home-based office and find I can work and do what I'm really good at and yet still be a mom. I found that exciting, challenging, and really rewarding.
That's so excellent. And really, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Finding something that is great for you.
Yeah. Well, I said, the cliche is, happy wife, happy life. And I feel like when I'm a happy mother, then I'm a better, or I shouldn't say that. When I'm a happy person, I'm a better mother and I'm a better wife. And working does add an element of happiness to my life. And so by having that there, I feel like I can be better for the rest of my life, rest of my family.
Exactly. So what is it that keeps you motivated and keeps you going?
I have a few mothers, I have a few friends, I have a few colleagues that have been watching this journey since I started. And, some of them are a bit skeptical. Oh, it'll never work. You can't sustain this. I get motivated and inspired by trying to do a great job so that other people go, I can do that. I get no better joy of somebody going, well, if she can do it, I can do it. And I think that's exactly it. That's the answer, is if somebody else can do it, it means that you can do it as well. So for my friends that are mothers and for people that I know that are saying, want to work from home, being successful and keeping it going so that they can see an example actually really does motivate me. Yep.
So, Lisa, what's been your biggest challenge so far and how did you overcome it?
My biggest challenge is the challenge I still am dealing with. I'm getting better at it. But when you work from home, you have to balance your home life and your work life. As you can see, my office is in part of my kitchen, my dining room, and the kitchen's just over here. And so I work in the same place that I live. That's a huge challenge. The other challenge is I work by the hour for all my clients. I keep timesheets and I work, hour by hour. And I choose to work when I want to work, which means I also have to choose when to do the laundry, when not to do the laundry. I found that I loved what I was doing, working so much that it was starting to take over other things. So my husband would come up and go, are you still working? And with a smile on my face, I say yes. And it could start to and did start to impede on other family things. And so that was a challenge. I had to say, you know what? I have to set a time where I'm working and then a time where I'm not working.
Now, if you had to start again from scratch, what is it that you would do differently, if anything?
Well, I've just touched on it. One is I would definitely set working hours and stick to them. I would let my family know what those working hours are so they understood, no, mommy's working now, or, you know, mommy, you're not supposed to be working now. And the other thing would be to set up a more private space for my work, like a work office. Again, my space is in the middle of our family living area and doesn't work as well. And I think if I was to set it up again, or encourage anybody who is thinking of doing it, find a private space if you can, so that you've got that differentiation between your work life and your family life.
Yes, and something with a door is always good, because then you can close the door when you're inside saying, I'm at work, and then close it when you're outside saying, I've left work.
Yeah, exactly.
Lisa, what living person do you admire most and why?
I really admire Oprah. And I know I'm American, so it's a bit cliche, and I know she's super famous, but there is something so incredibly inspiring about her. She is a woman full of faith, and I feel that she shares that faith with people. I think that she can be successful as a business person, but she also has the soft side of dealing with people. And, you know, even just watching her from her television shows and things she does, she is incredibly inspiring. And you know that she must work incredibly hard behind the scenes. We all know the business that she's built. Yes. And yeah, I've got nothing but respect for her, and I think she's amazing.
That's lovely. What would you say your distinctive qualities are?
I have, you know, it's funny because your strengths, if you get pushed too far, end up being your weaknesses. I don't know if you've ever heard that before. If you find something that you really like about somebody, if they just do it too much, it becomes the exact same thing that you hate in them. And, you know, one of my qualities is that I'm driven. I decide I'm going to do something. I put my head down, and there's absolutely no stopping me, which is fantastic in most situations. But again, if that gets pushed too far, then you become controlling and bossy and self-absorbed and whatever those, you know, negative things might be. And so being able to be in a healthy place so that you're walking that line very finely and knowing when to turn it on, say for work, for example, and when to turn it off when you're back at home and family, can be a very difficult balance. Determination. I was writing this down when you asked me these questions. I'd say I'm also a bit of an influencer, and that being when I'm around other people or when other people are in contact with me, I never hold back information. I always want to tell people, hey, did you know this was happening? Did you know you could get involved in this? Did you hear about this? And trying to involve people in a way that's going to benefit them positively or encourage them to do something more. And that just comes from liking to see people succeed. And you mentioned about empowering women, but I love to tell people about my job because I think you can do it too. And so influencing them for something positive. Yeah.
That's very, very cool. Now, just one for fun. What 5 things could you not live without?
Okay. I wrote these down because I wanted to remember them. I think you always have to say your husband and family, but which is very true. My husband and family, so I'll put them at the top. I do have 3 kids under 5, so I wouldn't have started my own business if it wasn't for them. So I am very appreciative to them and couldn't live without them, of course. And my husband is an incredible support. He's very good about, you know, taking the children so that I can work. And he understands that, you know, if she's working, it's my time to, you know, help support. And then the other ones are very superficial, but coffee. And we have one of those old-fashioned, I shouldn't say old-fashioned, but American coffee makers here in our house. So I'm not one that goes out for, you know, fancy coffees. I actually just can reach over there and grab a pot of coffee and pour a cup. So my coffee, my iPhone and iPad, which when you're working, when I first started working, one of my clients said, look, you need to get, you know, an iPhone or, you know, a smartphone or whatnot. And it opened up my world to being able to go to the park and still work. I still find the iPhone and the iPad to be the most brilliant technology. Red wine and chocolate. I don't know.
Can't argue
Really there. And the last thing is my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law lives with us downstairs in our own separate apartment kind of house, and she watches the children for me. So I am able to be available for my clients all the time. If the phone rang, I am able to have that extra support to help me. I know a lot of people don't have that support, but I couldn't live without her, and I'm really thankful for her.
It makes such a difference having someone there that can help out in those ways, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, now, Lisa, what's your favourite quote?
My favourite quote, or something that I live by pretty much every day, and when I start to think about how I'm going to address something, I think about this. And it goes like this. The best way to get what you want is to first help others get what they want. So an example of that is for a client. If you want to get paid, you want a promotion, you want recognition, you want more work, the best way to get what you want is to first help them be successful, help them make money, help them reach their goals. And in the end, it helps you. Even with friends or family, the best way to get what I want, which might be peace and quiet or time to work or whatnot, would be to spend time with my children first, so they feel like they've had the attention and we've had the special time together. And once that's taken care of and they're happy, then I'm able to do the things that I want to do. And so that really does play into everyday life, whether it is work or family.
That's a great way to live. That's a really, really lovely one. So, and now your top 3 tips that you would give women.
I know I keep touching on the same things, but one thing I would say is work hard and then play hard.
Yep.
I think it's really important, if you're going to put in some really hard work, some serious hours, some time away from your family, that you do give yourself a reward. You do give yourself time to really play hard, enjoy it, spend some of the money that you've earned. When you get that satisfaction of spending the free time or the money or whatever, it really does intrinsically stick with you, that when you do work, you get something out of it. So yeah, work hard, play hard. This is kind of one I've learned through the years, it's just a little bit of experience, is just give people the benefit of the doubt. Start out by thinking they probably have a good intention, or they probably mean well. It's very quick for us to just jump to a defensive side or to be critical. But if you can give somebody the benefit of the doubt, doesn't mean you have to agree that they are correct. It just means they've got the best intention. That will come through in your communication, whether it's a phone call or an email, and especially nowadays, everything's done by email. Once you put something in writing, it can really set the relationship off if you've suggested that they're wrong. So it's better to suggest that they're right, or that they've got the right idea. And then this is just a little silly one, but it has to do with my business, and I found that really does make a difference, is that when someone emails you, calls you, or contacts you, that you reply straight away in some way to acknowledge that they've contacted you. Just a very quick, thanks for your message, thanks for your call, I'll get back to you as soon as I can, really seems to go a long way with people, that they know that they are just being acknowledged. And I found that really helps build relationships with people when they know that you have acknowledged that they've contacted you.
Excellent. Well, that's the end of our interview. Thank you so much for your time.